Well, this week we're going to start in talking about planting or sowing as the Bible talks about. And the Bible talks about sowing quite a bit. We're all sowing something, we're all planting something in our lives as we are living. And it's very, very much a picture of it. And living here in Western Pennsylvania, you don't live too far from where food is being produced. Even if you lived in Pittsburgh, the city of Pittsburgh, you drive a half an hour, 45 minutes, and you'll see where food is being produced all around us. It's quite a blessing actually to see that. You know, some of the pictures that you're seeing today are crops that are going in right now, some oats that are being planted, and right here, some winter barley that went in back in the fall and has survived the winter and will produce a crop here, Lord willing, soon. But what are we planting in our lives? It's a question to ask. And coming off of a time talking about lament, there's a thought here in Psalm 126 that says this at the end of the Psalm, verse 4. Psalm 126, verse 4 says, "Restore our captivity, O Lord, as the streams in the south. Those who sow in tears shall reap with joyful shouting. He who goes to and fro weeping, carrying his bag of seed, shall indeed come again with a shout of joy, bringing his sheaves with him." So as he's talking about the fact that sowing tears, that we're planting with our tears, and coming off a time, as I said before, talking about lament and learning how to lament as the Bible teaches us how to, lamenting things that we have lost, people that we have lost in times, you know, just to stop and think about the fact of sowing in tears, and there's this promise of joy on the other side of it. Now, it doesn't tell us how many buckets of tears or how many gallons of tears we have to shed sometimes as we're going through that, but there's this promise that God promises us, this is not the way it always will be. And I think that that's wonderful. Even in this life, God promises us joy. It's one of the fruit of the Spirit. In the midst of everything that we may be dealing with right now and the losses that we may have had, God promises and enables and empowers joy. And as he talked about the fact that there will be this harvest that is there, the restoration that he's asking for is somebody who's come out of captivity, and he's saying, you know, restore us, restore the city. They had been punished in their captivity. They'd been punished in the time of exile, and God was going to restore. He was the only one that could restore. And that's another part of this I think we look at. Where our joy comes from is not our situation. Our joy does not come from even our accomplishment, but our joy comes from the Lord himself. And that's really where we have to look. So we may sow with our tears. That might be something that you're dealing with right now, that you might be sowing with your tears. But yet, God promises us that we will harvest joy, that we will have joy, and there will be fullness, there will be a harvest that he promises us. Thanks so much for stopping by today. And I hope that you've had some opportunities to even look around, see where the food's coming from, see where the harvest will be in months to come. Again, Lord willing, is he makes it possible. That's the thing, there's this labor part of sowing, but yet it is God who creates the increase, and that's something we'll look at in some of the passages that we'll be looking at in the future weeks ahead. Thanks again for stopping by. Pray God blesses you this week as you walk with him and take some time to read the Psalm. Thanks so much.